हरि ओम नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्य कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य एकसप्ततितमः पाठः। अस्मिन् वर्गे उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ वेदेषु भिन्नाः प्रत्ययाः कथं कृताः दृश्यन्ते इत्यस्मिन् विषये अध्ययनं करिष्यामहे। प्रारम्भे वन्दनम्। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। मुनित्रयं नमस्कृत्य तदुक्ति परिभाव्य च वैयाकरणसिद्धान्तकौमुदीयं विरच्यते। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः वर्गस्य पञ्चप्रयोजनानि। सिद्धान्तकौमुद्याः कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य सर्वेषां सूत्राणां विस्तारेण अध्ययनं। यत्र आवश्यकं तत्र अन्येषां व्याख्यानानां साहाय्येन शास्त्राध्ययनं। सर्वेभ्यः धातुभ्यः यथा योग्यं कृत् प्रत्यययोजनं। कृत् प्रत्यये परे रूपनिर्माणप्रक्रियायाः अभ्यासः तथा च अष्टाध्याय्याः तृतीयाध्यायस्य कण्ठस्थीकरणम्। इदानीं तृतीयं करपत्रम् अधीयमानम् अस्ति। तत्र पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे अस्माभिः क्विप् इति प्रत्ययः तस्य त्रीणि सूत्राणि अधीतानि। तदनन्तरं च क्विप् प्रत्ययविशेषा सम्पूर्णा प्रक्रिया अपि सम्यक् रूपेण दृष्टा। अद्य अग्रे गच्छामः। अस्मात् सूत्रात् अनन्तरं यानि कानिचन सूत्राणि विद्यन्ते तत्र प्रायः सर्वाणि सूत्राणि नो चेत् बहूनि सूत्राणि इति वदामः केवलं वैदिकसन्दर्भेषु प्रयुक्ताः दृश्यन्ते। Only for justifying certain obscure forms seen in the Vedas, a set of pratyayas have been given. You can see there is a vi pratyaya, there is a nyut pratyaya, there is a vit pratyaya, there is a vina pratyaya, vich, manin, kwanip. A bunch of pratyayas are given only to justify certain prayogas in the Vedas. Some sutras for the Laukika Samskrita are also immersed in between. So you have Bhajon Vihi, you have Adonanne, Kravyech. So this entire set, most of which is Vaidika Prakaranam, a little bit of it is also Laukika Samskritam, we will discuss today. Etani Sutrani, the ones that are in the grey color, all these are Vaidika Sutras. Etani Sutrani Siddhanta Kaumudyam Krudanta Prakarane na santi. Siddhanta Kaumudyam Vaidika Prakaranam iti Kaumudyaha ante sthapitamasti. तत्र एतानि सूत्राणि सर्वाणि दृश्यन्ते, परन्तु इदानीं कृदन्तप्रकरणस्य अध्ययनं प्रचलत् अस्ति, अतः झटिति एतेषाम् अर्थज्ञानं किञ्चित् उदाहरणद्वयं दृष्ट्वा अग्रे गच्छामः. So we will not be spending more than one class for understanding these sutras, and we will be very restrictive in the sense or in the way in which we will study these sutras, primarily because these sutras are used only to justify prayogas, and they don't have practical applicability when it comes to creating your own prayogas. So the examples for all these sutras will be restricted to the real examples taken out from say Rigveda or from say Yajurveda. And we cannot ask a question like, why is this particular transformation happening over here? What is the sutra and all that? These questions are kind of baseless. Sarve vidhaya chhandasi vikalpyante iti uchyate. Ataha yatha tatra prayogaha drishyante shruyante tadrisham prayogaha tesham somehow sadhutva jnapanartham yatha kathanchit sadhutva jnapanartham etani sutrani nirmitani santi. So we will start with this bhajon vihi today. Bhajon vihi chandasi saha and so on. We will complete till अन्येभ्योऽपि दृश्यन्ते इति यावत् सूत्राणि अद्य पठामः. क्विप् तथा स्थक् च इति सूत्रद्वयं तु पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे एव अधीतमस्ति, अतः अन्येभ्योऽपि दृश्यते till this particular point we will cover, and then in tomorrow's class it will be purely णिनि प्रत्यय. So you can see the next sutra suppyajata uninistaachilye ityasmat arabhya agre atmamane khascha iti yavat sarvatra णिनि प्रत्यय अस्ति. अस्य णिनि प्रत्ययस्य अध्ययनं श्वस्तनवर्गे करिष्यामहे. अतः प्रारभामहे. तत्र प्रथमं सूत्रमस्ति णवि प्रत्ययः. प्रत्येकं सूत्रस्य विषये स्पष्टरूपेण इदं सूत्रं भाषायाम् अस्ति उत छन्दसि इत्युक्ते वेदेषु अस्ति, तत् अद्य इदानीम् अहं वदामि. प्रतिदिनम् एतादृशं नावश्यकं, परन्तु अद्य प्रायः सर्वाणि सूत्राणि छन्दसि एव दृश्यन्ते, अतः विशिष्टरूपेण वदामि. प्रथमं सूत्रमस्ति अत्र भजोण् विहि. भाषायाम् इत्युक्ते लौकिक संस्कृतम as well as वैदिक संस्कृतम. So there is very rarely we see a case where only laukika samskrita pratyay is given, not seen in the Vedas. In general, when we say bhasha, it's both laukika samskrita and vaidika samskrita. So bhajon vihi saralam sutram vi iti pratyayah bhaj iti dhatuhu to pray. उपसर्गस्य उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ भज धातोः ण्वी इति प्रत्ययः भवति. अंशं भजति इति अंशभाज. Because of the ण in the pratyay, you get the upadha vruddhi. There is nothing. Amshabhaj kutve krute prathamaikvachanam amshabhak. This is for the subandha upapadasya upasthiti. Evameva prabhak. It is upasargasya upasthitau. Amshabhak, prabhak. Very well known words are there. Ma kashchit dukha bhak bhavet. All of us know this. There is a question about this in the homework also today. Same. Bhajon vihi iti tatra sutram. उपसर्गे सुपि इति वर्तते. भजेः धातोः सुबन्ते उपपदे उपसर्गे अपि इत्युक्ते सुबन्तम् उपपदम् अस्ति तत्र उपसर्गं विना नो चेत् उपसर्गे अपि प्रभाज इति प्रातिपदिकं प्रथमैकवचनं प्रभाक. सुपि उपपदे चोपदे सुपि उपसर्गे च उपपदे भजेः ण्विः स्यात्. अंश किञ्चित् भजति अंशं भजति नो चेत् प्रभजति प्रभाक. सरलं सूत्रं किमपि नास्ति. So that's just one sutram before we enter the entire set of Vaidika sutras. So we had this bhajon vihi, and now we enter this chandasi aspect, which will completely go on all to janasana khana kramagamo vita. So chandasi saha vahascha kavya purisha purisheshu nyat havyenantah padam janasana khana kramagamo vita. Agrimam sutram chandasi saha. Saralam Sutram. Sutras are extremely simple today. It's only the examples that become a little bit complicated because some obscure examples from the Vedas have been taken out. There is no other choice. So Vedeshu Subante Upapade Upasarge Upapade Saha Shahamarshane iti dhatuhu Saha dhatoho Navi Pratyah Kritaha Drishyate tolerates or it can sustain to that. Turam Sahate. Tura ityukte Vega iti ekah artha asti. Strength or strong, powerful iti api arthah asti. Turam sahate iti turasah. Indrasya idam nama. So turasah. Tur iti atra upapadam. Sah iti dhatuhu. ण्वी iti pratyaya. The entire pratyaya, I mean, I did not mention it earlier. It was obvious. ण इत्यस्य इत्संज्ञा इकारः उच्चारणार्थः वेरप्रोक्तस्य इति वकारस्य लोपः. Just like क्विप प्रत्यय, ण्वी प्रत्यय और क्विन प्रत्यय. ण्वी प्रत्यय is also सर्वापहारी प्रत्यय. किमपि न अवशिष्यते. तुर प्लस सह. सह इत्यस्य साह इति भवति. तुरासाह. An additional akara comes over here. पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे सूत्रम् अस्माभिः दृष्टम्. अन्येषाम् अपि दृश्यते. पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे एव मया उक्तं यत्र यत्र उत्तरपदस्य उपस्थितौ पूर्वपदस्य दीर्घादेशः भवति न तत्र किञ्चित् सूत्रं विद्यते तत्र ब्लैंकेट फॉल बैक अन्येषामपि दृश्यते इति सूत्रं प्रयुज्य दीर्घादेशः कर्तव्यः. अतः तुरं सहते, the one who can tolerate the strongest of the enemies, turam sahate iti turasah. Some places this is also used to indicate an ashwa. Turaga iti api tasya nama asti. Turasah iti api uchyate. So the one who tolerates the speed is ashwa. That's also a usage that you see somewhere. Turam sahate iti turasah. तत्र प्रथमा एकवचने तुराशाट इति भवति. सहे साडः स इति सूत्रेण षत्वम् अपि जायते. प्रायः सर्वैः सुबन्तप्रकरणे तत् अधीतं स्यात्. तुराशाट तुरासाह तुरासाहः. अत्र कौमुद्यामुच्यते सुपि उपपदे सहेः ण्विः स्यात्. Prutana another name for Indra. Purutana is the army, battle of Asuras. So Prutanam sahate, saha Prutana iti atra rupam siddhyati. Atra kaha vishesha smartavyah? All this is in the context of the Vedas. You cannot start using the words like Turashah, Turashat or Turasahu in your own sentences. Etat sarvam Vedeshu eva asti. Ataha katham tatra vakyarachana api bhavati. Vedeshu ण्वी pratyayah krutah drishyate iti vadamaha. When we explain a particular sutram, we will say drishyate because it is already there. We are not creating anything new. तत्र दृश्यते श्रूयते इति सामान्य रूपेण स्पष्टीकरणार्थं वदामः. Now it turns out that those of you or many of you actually might have read कुमारसम्भवम्. कुमारसम्भवस्य द्वितीय सर्गे प्रथमः श्लोकः यः अस्ति तत्र कालिदासेन तुराशाट्, to be technically correct, तुरासाहम् द्वितीया एकवचनम् इति शब्दः प्रयुक्तः अस्ति. So Kalidasa uses a word called turasah, this particular word, in the Kumara Sambhavam, which is definitely not Veda. Veda is basically the four Vedas that we talk about it. Sometimes Ramayana, Mahabharata is also considered to be part of Vedas, but definitely not the literature of the poets. That's not considered Vedas. But in Kumara Sambhavam, we see this line, Turasaham Purodhaya Dhamaswayam Bhuvam Yayuhu. So the way commentaries or the way Mallinatha justifies it over there is, he says, Atra kim bhavati sah dhatoho prathama nich pratyah kriyate. So anyway you have a nich, you get a sah, upaha vruddhi will happen, and then you add a kvip pratyaya on the top of it, which is a sarvapahari pratyaya. So essentially, instead of having a V pratyaya, which you will anyway not be allowed because it is not a Vaidika literature, you can still justify that particular prayoga by adding a nich pratyaya, swarthe nich, for example, and then add sekvi pratyaya, quip pratyaya on the top of it. So essentially, we never know what Kalidasa used when this particular word was being, while writing or while using this particular word in Kumara Sambhavam. But this is how the commentaries have explained it. Essentially, tatra शब्द साधुत्वं कथंचित् ज्ञापनीयम् इति मनसि निधाय तत्र कश्चन उपायः व्याख्यातृभिः स्थापितः अस्ति. I just mentioned this as a small point to go along, that even though you see this particular sutram explicitly saying chandase saha, there is a very well-known prayoga that you see in the bhasha which can be justified in an alternate way. Agrimam sutram chandasi saha vahascha. Very simple. Two different dhatus. Earlier was a saha dhatu. Now it is the vaha dhatu. So same. Vedeshu subante or upasarge upapade vaha iti dhatoho navi pratyaya krutah drishyate. So same thing. The yoga vibhaga sutra separation is being done so that vaha can be carried in the next particular sutram. So otherwise he could have said chandasi saha vahoho or something like that, but he prefers to separate out vaha so that vaha can go in the next sutram. Chandasi saha vahascha vedeshu subante upasarge upapade vaha dhatoho णवी प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते. प्रष्ठम वहति पुनरेकवारं पृष्ठ प्लस वह प्लस णवी इति प्रत्ययः पृष्ठम वहति इति पृष्ठवाह. पृष्ठ इत्युक्ते लीडर, the one who carries the leader. Prashtham vahati iti prashthavah. Atra prashthavat prashtavaho hodhaha iti dhatve krute agre jashtve chartve krute prashthavat prashtavaho prashtavaha iti rupani siddhyanti. So vahehe dhatoho chandasi vishaye subante upapade vi pratyayah bhavati prashthavat dityavat ditti tasyaha putraha dityah dityavat yoga vibhagah. Separation of the sutras uttararthaha. So there is some question that is asked over here. Most of you would have got this question even if it was not asked, that instead of giving all these various pratyas, like the title of this presentation today has 10 different pratyas. So instead of giving these 10 different pratyas, why not give nipatanas of these words, tura, shat, and prashthavata and all that? Very apt question. The answer is that the nipatanas will force you to actually enumerate all these individual words. So even though the commentaries talk about, say, tura shata or prutana shata as two examples, maybe there are some 50 more examples where chandasi sahaha gets used in the Vedas for 50 different upapadas. Now listing all these 50 different words as nipatanas is a more scary task than just giving one sutram with a particular pratyaya called chandasi sahaha. So it basically boils down to a balance between whether listing down individual words is efficient or giving a sutram so that some additional words can also be included under that sutram, that becomes efficient. So you see both of these things parallelly used in Ashtadhyayi. In these particular sutras, chandasi saha vahascha and so on, केवल धातूना निर्देशे अन्यानि अपि तत्र कानिचन रूपाणि दृश्यन्ते इति अत्र Paninina Praya Spashtikriyate. And you can actually see these, the examples in Kashika and examples in Kaumudi. Surprisingly, for these sutras are actually somewhere different. So for example, Kashika says Turashata and Jalashata, Jalam Sahate. Kaumudi says Prutanashata. So you see that for such, not all, but for some of these sutras, you see different examples in Kaumudi and Kashika, which essentially tells us that there could be many more other examples possible for these particular sutras. So Chandasi Saha Vahascha iti atra sutra dvayam. इदानीं किं ज्ञातं वह इत्यस्मात् धातोः णवि इति प्रत्ययः सामान्यरूपेण भवति. अग्रिमं सूत्रं कव्य पुरीश पुरीशेषु युट्. Now this is more specific sutram as compared to the previous one. So पूर्वस्मिन् सूत्रे किमुच्यते वहश्च, वह इति धातुः अस्ति चेत् तत्र णवि इति प्रत्ययः भवति. तत्तु सामान्य विधानम् औत्सर्गिकरूपेण विधानं कृतमस्ति. इदानीं पाणिनिः किं करोति? For 3 specific upapadas, this is where I mentioned enlisting is also there. So for 3 specific upapadas, kavya, purisha and purishya, if these 3 specific upapadas are there, then instead of that particular णवी pratyaya, you get a yut pratyaya. Get means what? Krutah drishyate. Vayam kartum na shaknumaha krutah drishyate. So kavya purisha purishya ityeteshu, typing mistake, ityeteshu upapadeshu vah dhatoho vedeshu nyut pratyayah krutah drishyate. These black colored statements are basically my explanations. We will read Kashika and Kaumudi later on. Usually these commentaries for Kashika and Kaumudi are a little bit complex when it comes to Vaidika Sutras, so I have preferred to write my own simpler commentary on the top, and then we will go to the actual commentary. Not for this, to be honest, but so kavya purisha purishya ityeteshu upapadeshu nyut iti pratyayah kritah drishyate. You becomes anna. Ta is for tidhane iti titvam. So stritve nip iti pratyaya bhavati. Look at this. Kavyam vahati. Kavya ityukte pindam vahati. So an offering that is given to say the dead ones, the expired ones, the pitaras. So kavyam vahati, kavya plus vaha plus nyuta. The one who carries that particular pindam is called kavya vahana. Vaha plus nyuta, ya will cause the upadha vruddhi vaha. You will become anna kavya vahana. Kavya plus vaha plus nyuta is equal to kavya vahana. स्त्रीत्वे ङीत् प्रत्ययः भवति कव्यवाहनी. Kashikam, kavya, purisha, purisha. Purisha and purisha synonyms, they mean cow dung or cow excreta. Kavya, purisha, purisha ityeteshu छन्दसि विषये वहेः धातोः ञुट इति प्रत्ययः भवति. पितॄणां कव्यवाहनः, the one who carries the pinda for the pitaras. पुरीशवाहनः, पुरीष्यवाहनः. एतेषु वहेः ञुट् स्यात् छन्दसि कव्यवाहनः, पुरीशवाहनः, and so on. Now there is one question which can come up over here, is that this ञुट् pratyaya is given for the same vah dhatu in presence of kavya, purisha and purishya. On the previous slide, vahascha ityatra vah dhatoh sarveshu upapadeshu sarvesham upapadanam upasthito णवी इति प्रत्ययः भवति. इदानीम् अयं ञुट् इति प्रत्ययः णवी प्रत्ययस्य बाधकरूपेण आगच्छति उत णवी प्रत्ययस्य बाधकरूपेण न आगच्छति. So when you have one of these 3 upapadas, kavya, purisha and purishya, the ञुट pratyay, does it come by blocking the णवी pratyaya, or will it come by not blocking the णवी pratyaya? Because the previous sutra can be considered as utsarga, this can be considered as apavada. The answer to this particular question is number 1, णवी pratyaya and ञुट pratyaya are actually not sarupa pratyayas, they are asarupa pratyayas, and therefore by vasarupa vidhi asarupah apavadah utsargam vikalpenaiva badhate. The apavada ञुट is asarupa over here, so it will only optionally block the utsarga. But all these arguments are only on a theoretical nature, because both these sutras deal with the words found in the Vedas. So the answer to our question is that is there an occurrence in the Vedas where kavya is an upapada and णवी is the pratyaya? If such an occurrence can be found in the Vedas, then we can say that Nyut comes optionally. If there is no such occurrence in the Vedas, then Nyut will block compulsorily. So because we are talking in a very restrictive frame of the Vedas, all of which have been written, which essentially means the entire corpus is already available to you. The entire data set is available to you. Therefore, whether it is apavada, whether it is not apavada, whether a certain agama will happen, whether a certain agama will not happen, all these questions, they have to be answered in that particular frame of reference without like really giving unnecessary importance to the sutras, which is our general strategy when it comes to the words from the lokas. अतः अत्र युट् प्रत्ययः पाणिनि सूत्रान् अनुसृत्य नो चेत् सूत्रम् अनुसृत्य नियमम् अनुसृत्य तु ण्वी प्रत्ययं विकल्पेन बाधते, परन्तु तत्र कव्य इत्यस्य उपस्थितौ ण्वी अपि प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते उत युट् इति प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते। एतत् सर्वं तु ये जनाः वेदं सम्यक् रूपेण जानन्ति तान् एव प्रष्टव्यं, ते एव प्रायः जानन्ति. I am definitely not one of those. So by staying in the frame of Paninian grammar, we can say that Nyut will optionally block Anavi, but if there are, whether there are prayogas or not, is definitely somebody needs to do research on that. Agre gacchamaha kavya purisha purishe shunyut havye nantaf padam. Look at this particular sutram and you will understand how knowledgeable Panini Maharshi was, or how keen he was in his research, how extensive he was in his research or understanding the usages in the Vedas. So havye nantaf padam. Atra anyadekam upapadam uchyate. Havya iti upapadam uchyate. Same three upapadas are there. An additional 4-1 is given over here. So I mean, same context is there. You had kavya, purisha, and purishya. Now an additional upapada is given over here. Havya. So havya iti upapadam and vaha iti dhatuhu. So same dhatu is also being carried. The three upapadas are not being carried here. Kavya, purisha, and purisha are gone. That's not being the context is not pulled over here, but the frame of reference is same. There were three upapadas in the previous sutram, and additional upapada is over here. Havya इत्यस्य उपस्थितौ अपि वेदेषु युट् प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते. यथा कव्य पुरीश पुरीश इत्येतेषाम् उपस्थितौ युट् प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते, एवमेव हव्य इत्यस्य विषये अपि दृश्यते. हव्य, everybody knows, some offering in the yajnas. So havya plus yut, vah plus yut, like how it was purisha vahana or kavya vahana, you have havya vahana. Same thing. So havya ityasya upapadasya upasthitau vedeshu vah dhatoh युट् प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते havya vahana. परन्तु अत्र कः विशेषः? सूत्रे उच्यते हव्ये अनन्तः पादम्. अनन्तः पादम् इत्युक्ते यत्र पादस्य मध्ये अयं शब्दः न विद्यते. See how this is written. अनन्तः पादम् is न antah padam. Antaha means inside. Don't confuse between antaha and ante. Ante means towards the end. Antaha means inside, in between. So padasya antaha ityukte madhye na bhavati. If I have to more confuse you, I will say padasya antaha na bhavati ante bhavati. So it is not in the middle of the pada, but it is at the end of the pada. Only in such a situation, this particular havya vahana word has to be used. So havye nantaf padam, havya vahana iti shabdaha, katham siddhyati, havya ityasya upapadasya upasthito vah dhatoho vedeshu yit pratyam krutva havya vahana iti shabdaha siddhyati. Ayam shabdaha kutra prayujyate? Anantaf padam, na antaha padam. Antaha is a synonym for madhye. Na madhye padam. Padasya madhye na vidyate. So pada is a construct. Basically, a quarter is what we say. One particular part of a sukti or a rucha or a shloka. That particular pada, in between that pada, you cannot use this word. You can only use it at the end. So the example over here, look at this. Agnishcha havya vahanaha. This comes in Atharva Veda. Agnishcha havya vahana. Here that particular pada ends. So havya vahana is towards the end of the pada. Atra padasya ante iti kimartham uktam. Padasya madhye asti chet kim bhavati. Asya sutrasya prasaktihi nasti. What does it mean? It means we revert back to bhajonvihi and chandasi sahaha. Sorry, vahascha. So there was a sutra vahascha. which anyway gave the णवी pratyaya for the vah dhatu. That was an utsarga. So we revert back to that utsarga. We say yatra yatra havyavahana etadrishah shabdah padasya antena vidyate तत्र तस्य शब्दस्य उपयोगः न कर्तुं शक्नुमः उपयोगं न कर्तुं शक्नुमः तत्र किं भवति हव्य इत्यस्य उपस्थितौ वह धातोः वहश्च इति सूत्रेण णवी प्रत्ययः भवति सो पादस्य मध्ये इत्युक्ते पादस्य अन्तः णवी प्रत्ययः पादस्य अन्ते तु अत्र युट इति प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते सो छन्दसि सह and vahascha that particular sutram will give णवी pratyaya will give havyavat so havya just like if you go a little bit earlier you can see this prashthavat was the word in the same way we have havyavat over here Havyavat Agnirajaraf Pitana. So this is the entire pada. This line comes in the Rigveda. This is an entire pada. So this Havyavat is definitely not at end of the pada. It is in the beginning or in the middle. So at this particular place, you do not use the word pratyaya yuta or you do not use the word havyavahana. You resort back to the णवी pratyaya giving havyavata. हव्य शब्दे उपपदे छंदस विषये वहे धातोः युट प्रत्ययः भवति. Somebody is asking this only applicable to वह धातु. Yes, the last three sutras were only applicable to वह धातु. So you have वहश्च only applicable to वह धातु. We have kavya purisha purisheshu yuta also applicable only to vah dhatu. Look at this. The next sutram havye nantaf padam also applicable to only vah dhatu. So havya shabde upapade vahe dhatoho nyut pratyah bhavati anantaf padam ched vahir vartate agnishtha havya vahanaha anantaf padam itikim havyavad agnirajaraf pitana. So same thing in Kaumudi agnishtha havya vahanaha पादमध्ये तु वहश्च इति णविरेव हव्यवाडग्निरजरः पितानः सो पादस्य अन्ते विद्यते चेत् युट प्रत्ययः पादस्य मध्ये विद्यते चेत् णवी प्रत्ययः इति अत्र आशयः there are a couple questions let me just go through them. So for example, there is a question which says in Laukika Sanskritam, what are the replacement pratyayas for these? So for example, Havyam Vahati Ityatra Havya Vahati, sorry, Ityatra Laukika Samskrite Kim Bhavati. So we have to resort back to Karmanyana. If there is no other pratyaya, you basically go back to the Karmanyana and you get an ana. Yeah, actually somebody gave the answer. As soon as I quote, really like it. As soon as I spoke this question, somebody typed out the answer over here. So yes, you're correct. It goes back to Karmanyana. Unless you have a special clause, you go all the way back to 3-1 and say Karmanyana. So kaha arthaha havya vahana iti shabdasya iti kashana prashnaha. Havya ityukte offering. So you, for example, offer something to Lord, say Surya or say Lord Indra, and who takes it to that particular deity? It is the Agni, it is the Yajna. So then Havya Vahana is Yajna, the one who carries your offering to the god, essentially the Agni, because you offer it to Agni and you assume that it reaches the god. So Agni is the Havya Vahana. Okay, so let's go ahead. Havye nantaf padam jana sana khana krama gamo vit. Let's actually take a quick look at where we are. We'll go fast today. So chandasi sahaha vahascha kavya purisha purisheshu nyat havye nantaf padam. All these sutras are done. Jana sana khana krama gamo vit. Saralam Sutram Vita iti pratyaya. As you can look at this pratyaya again, Sarvapahari pratyaya. Takarasya itsamnya lopaha vakarottara ikara uchcharanartha veerapruktasya iti vakarasya lopaha sarvam gacchati na kimapi avashishate sarvapahari. के धातवः जन सन खन क्रम and gama all should be well known dhatus. Jana janane jani pradurbhave dvayoho api grahanam sanadane vanashana sambhaktau dvayoho api grahanam remaining khanu avadarane kramupadakshepे gamlurgamane and so on. So all well known dhatus. एतेषां विषये छन् एतेष एते so all these are dhatus. Upapadas are not fixed. You can have any upapadas. Etebhya dhatubhya upapadasya upasthitau subanta upapadasya upasthitau chandasi vishaye. In case of Vedas, vitta iti pratyayah bhavati. So the pratyaya is vitta. टकारः सामान्य ग्रहण अविघातार्थः. कः अर्थः? If you only add a v pratyaya, and we have seen this in the discussion of kvina pratyaya, if you only add a v pratyaya, then the whole system of vera pruktasya will collapse because of tadanubandhake paribhasha, tadurubandhaka paribhasha. So as soon as you have a v which is a valid pratyaya, Vera Pruktasya will never or will immediately stop representing a Kvipa and Kvina and Vicha and other pratyas. In order for Vera Pruktasya to be eligible to Kvipa, Kvina and others, we should definitely add some Anubandha on this particular pratyaya, and the Ta Anubandha has been added over here. That's what he says. Takaraha samanya grahana avighatarthaha Vera Pruktasya iti. For the Vera Pruktasya Sutram to be able to represent a wide range of pratyayas, and there is a Tadanubandhaka Paribhasha which says that if a standalone V pratyaya is a valid pratyaya, then Vera Pruktasya cannot represent Kvina, Kvipa and so on. But we want Vera Pruktasya to represent Kvina and Kvipa, therefore we add one Anubandha. Understand this. This is very important, that as soon as you add one, whether it is one Anubandha or two Anubandhas does not matter. So as soon as you add one Anubandha, it becomes Vittu, and then Vera Pruktasya will still take care of it. So Vera Pruktasya only asks us, is there a valid V Pratyaya, the verbatim V Pratyaya? And if the answer is yes, then the Vera Pruktasya will say that I will only represent that V Pratyaya and nothing else. But if we say, no, there is no standalone V pratyaya, then Vera Pruktasya will say, okay, then bring on all the pratyayas that reduce to V. Then at this point, Vera Pruktasya doesn't care whether that reduction happens because of one Itsamnyaka letter or two Itsamnyaka letters or five Itsamnyaka letters or whatever. All that it cares is that, is there an exact match? If there is an exact match, it will stop at the exact match. If there is no exact match, then it will expand itself to include everything which can be reduced to that entity. This is very important aspect. This has been discussed in Paribhashantu Shekhara, in Niranubandhake and Tadanubandhaka, both the paribhashas. Some grammarians interpret these paribhashas in an incorrect way, which I just mentioned, and this has been explained in some of the commentaries on Paribhashantu Shekhara. Anyway, coming back to the topic, atra takaraha samanya grahana vighatarthaha vera pruktasya iti. And also another purpose, he says there is actually a sutram in Ashtadhyayi. We will learn that, actually we will learn right now, and we'll reference it in Kaumudi down the line. So there is a sutram in the Angadhikara, vid vanoho anunasikasya at. इत्युक्ते विट् प्रत्ययस्य विषये किंचन विशिष्टं कार्यमपि अष्टाध्याय्याम् अंगाधिकारे उक्तमस्ति, तस्य कार्यस्य निर्देशार्थम् अत्र विट् इति प्रत्ययः उच्यते. So one might always ask, if you want to add a random attribute, why would add it, why not something else? Well, the only reason is there is also another vitta pratyaya added somewhere else. So Panini probably decides that there is some useless anubandha called ta that you would like to add, and then he says, well, I can add a reference that vitta over here, and I can also reference that vitta over here. Why ta, why not tha, and so on? All these are basically aprastuta questions, don't make any sense over here. But there is, to coming to the point, this vitta pratyaya janasana khana krama gamo vitta ayam vitta iti pratyayah atra vidvanoho anunasikasya at अस्मिन् सूत्रे पाठितः अस्ति. वेरी सिंपल सूत्रम. कः अर्थः अस्य सूत्रस्य? अनुनासिकस्य आत् इति भवति. If an anunasika dhatu is present, the last anunasika letter of that dhatu, varga panchama letter of that dhatu, will become at, will become akara. That will be converted to akara. Kutra kutra? Vitta iti pratyasya upasthitau and vana iti pratyasya upasthitau. Again, there is no vana pratyay in Ashtadhyayi. Vana is a family of pratyayas, or is it just like how Nyap Pratipadika? There is no Ni pratyaya in Ashtadhyayi, but it is a marker for a family of pratyayas, Nin, Nish, and Nin. In the same way, Vana is a family or a marker for a family called Vanipa, Kwanipa, and Ngwanipa. So, Nka, Kha, Ga, Ga, Nga, Ngwanipa. So, there is Kwanipa, Vanipa, and Ngwanipa. Two of them we will see today. Third one is there in the Bhutadhikara, Suyajor Ngwanipa, which we will see a little bit later. So vidvanoho अनुनासिकस्यातित्यनेन सूत्रेण किमुच्यते यत्र विट् इति प्रत्ययः अस्ति नो चेत् यत्र वन इति यत्र इत्युक्ते क्वनिप वानिप ङ्वनिप एतेषु कश्चन प्रत्ययः अस्ति तत्र अनुनासिकान्तस्य अङ्गस्य आकारादेशः भवति अलोन्त्यस्य इति अन्त्यादेशः. So essentially we will only restrict ourselves with the vitt examples for now. So apsu jayate, all these, so look at this same sutra, all the examples have been given over here. Jana iti dhatuhu, jana ityukte to take birth, subante upapade iti vadamaha. So apsu jayate, the one that is born in the water, apsu jayate, up plus jana plus vita abja. So jana na becomes a. That's what we say. Vidvanoho anunasikasya at. And then up plus ja, जष्ट्व abja iti bhavati. Gam sanoti, sanoti ityukte dadati. Gam sanoti, go plus sana. Sana is not the sun pratyaya, it is the dhatu over here. Go plus sana plus vita, na becomes a, go sha. So shatva and all that will happen. I mean, will not go in the detailed prakriya for now. Kupam khanati, na becomes a, kupakha. Dadhikramati, krama becomes a, dadhikra. Agre gachati, becomes a, agrega. So here saptami aluk, saptamyaha aluk bhavati. We have seen this particular situation earlier. Puro grato greshu sartehe iti sutram asmabhi adhitam. That also particular time I discussed about this particular aspect. The word agre. So Jana, Sana, Khana, Krama, Gama. 5 dhatus are there. All the examples are written over here. There is Jana, Sana, Khana, Krama, and Gama. In all these cases, the last letter of the dhatu, which is anyway is anunasika, sarvatra anasikam eva asti, tasya akaradeshah bhavati. Abja, Gosha, and so on. All these are akaranta words. So akaranta pullinga, for example. Akaranta pullinga shabdaha atra सिद्ध्यन्ति. सो जनादिभ्यः धातुभ्यः सुबन्ते उपपदे छन्दसि विषये विट्ट इति प्रत्ययः भवति. टकारः सामान्यग्रहणार्थः वेरप्रत्ययस्येति, नो चेत् विशेषणार्थः विड्वनोरनुनासिकस्य आत् इति. Somebody is asking what are the lingas of these words. They can be used in the masculine form. So jana abjaha gojaha. So janaha, sorry, jana dhatoho abjaha gojaha iti rupani siddhanti. So we can say gojaha brahmanaha, for example. Akaranta pullinga shabdaha, a brahmana who gives a ga, or say a person, say devadattaha kupam khanti, devadattaha kupakhaha iti api vaktum shaknumaha. So abjaha, gojaha, sanagosha, indro, nrusha. So various examples have been given. Khana visakhaha, so visakhaha, kupakhaha. Look at this, the prathama ekvachan. These are all masculine forms. Prathama ekvachanam is like with the visarga will be there. Kupakhaha, dadhikraha. Example given over here. Agregaha, and so on. Somebody is asking, how will you do the Strilinga forms of these words? Well, because again, I'm going to resort back to my previous answer. You have the entire database of Vedas. It's already being written. First job is to search there to see if a Strilinga anyway exists over there. If it exists over there, then there is a question of how will you create, and whatever form is there, that is the correct form. If there is no Strilinga, then the question of creating the Strilinga form will not appear at all. So how will you create a Strilinga form of these? Or how will you create a certain lakar for I mean, not in this case, but where a dhatu is being taught, late lakar, for example? Or how will you create a certain vibhakti forms? All these questions are baseless when it comes to Vaidika Sahityam. obviously you can answer all this question based on the Paninian grammar. So for example, somebody is saying that there is a t over here in the vita pratyaya, perfectly correct. So purely based on the Paninian grammar, because there is a t in the pratyaya, one can employ Tidhane Sutra and probably convert it to Neep. But that Tidhane Sutra is probably not applicable over here. It's only applicable for the Adanta words, and this is not an Adanta. This is a Dirgha Akaranta words. So at such Tidhane Sutra will not be applicable. But anyway, assuming that there are some situations where non-Adanta words also get a Neep because of Tidhane. So assuming somehow yena kena prakarena we decide to apply that particular sutram, it's all theoretical in nature. Whether such forms appear in the Vedas or not has to be first seeked, has to be first understood, and then all these circus of deriving has to be done. So that's the reason. I mean, the reason why Kaumudi keeps aside Vaidika is that the entire grammar can be overturned when it comes to Vaidika Vyakhyana. There, the prayogas have to be like the prayogas are primary, and we say that because this prayoga exists, it has to be considered sadhu, and some sutra has to be created, or somehow yena kena prakarena sadhutvam tatra jnapaniyam. Anyway, a lot of digression. Let's go ahead. So jana sana khana kramagamo vita atra vita iti pratyayah. This particular vita pratyaya can also be seen used in the Laukika Sanskritam. So if you go to this list, we have jana sana khana kramagamo vita. This is for these 5 dhatus: jana sana khana krama and so on. Agre asti ada iti dhatuhu asti, ada bhakshane, to eat, adadiganasya adimah dhatuhu, to eat. अस्मात् धातोः विट् इति प्रत्ययः भाषायाम् अपि कृतः दृश्यते. So adonanne, and immediately next sutra kravyecha. So we have adonanne and kravyecha ityatra ad dhatoh vit iti pratyah kritah drishyate. This is not in the gray color. This is in the normal context, bhasha context, not in the Vaidika context. So adonanne, अदः अनन्ने, न अन्ने, अन्न इति उपपदं विहाय, अन्न is cooked rice for example, अन्न इति विहाय अन्यस्य उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ. Don't, this is not typo, this is anna and this is anya, not to be confused. So anna iti vihaya भिन्नस्य इति वदामः, भिन्नस्य उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ अदभक्षणे धातोः विट् प्रत्ययः भवति. प्रत्यये टकारः वेरप्रुक्तस्य इति विशेषणार्थः. So again, विट् इत्यस्मिन् प्रत्यये टकारः वेरप्रुक्तस्य इति विशेषणार्थः. As I explained earlier, here you can you cannot use this previous vidvanoho anunasika syat, because ada is not an anunasikanta dhatu, but you have vera pruktasya iti visheshanartha. So sasyam atti, the one who grazes the grass. Typically, not always, but typically ada dhatu is used in excessive eating, binge eating, uncultured eating, and so on. So find a difference between khada or bhuja or other and so on. So primary students usually look up the dictionary, they see the synonym and start using randomly whatever words they see. But that's not the case. Usually a word is used in a certain context, a certain sense, not always, but many times. So other is typically used where you eat a whole bunch of things, or it's a binge eating, uncontrolled eating, mannerless eating, or so for example is commonly used for rakshasas or animals. It's also used for Vishnu in Annada. We will talk about that in the a little later. But most of the cases, it's used in that particular sense. So sasyam atti iti, sasya plus ada plus vita, sasyad. Sasya plus ada, sasyad. Vita, the entire pratyay will go away. It will still be a dakaranta word. Sasya plus ada, sasyad. Again, the feminine form, there is no prayojan of T, because Tidhane Sutram needs the anuvritti of at, has an anuvritti of attaha. That sutram is specifically reserved for the akaranta words. And paksha utsargikaha an api bhavati. I'm explicitly telling this because this is the sutra in the bhasha. So ado nanne ityatra ada ityasmat dhatoho vita pratyaya bhavati, pakshe utsargikaha an api bhavati, sasyadaha iti shabdaha siddhyati. अनन्ने इति किम, अन्नम अस्ति चेत् अस्य प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगः न भवति. So vita pratyaya will not be used in case of anna. You can also use, you can always use the ana pratyay, which is the fallback. So you can always say annada. So look at this, what Kaumudi says. Vit syat. For other dhatu, vit syat. Amam atti. Ama is raw meat, uncooked meat. So mamsa. Amam atti iti amat. So that's what I said. The other word is typically used for who will eat uncooked or raw meat, either animals, probably rakshasas. So amam atti iti amat, or sasyam atti, crops, so cows and so on. Sasyat. Ananne kim annadaha. Annam atti ityatra ana pratyah eva bhavati. Annada iti rupam siddhyati. Annam atti. So it is used as a name of Vishnu, but in a slightly different sense. But somebody who eats the rice in an uncontrolled manner can also be called as Annada. Okay, so you have adonanne सामान्य रूपेण अद धातोः विट तथा अण उभय द्वौ अपि प्रत्ययो भवतः, परन्तु अन्न इति उपपन्नम् अस्ति चेत् केवलम् अण प्रत्यये कृते अन्नाद इति रूपं सिद्ध्यति. So that was adonanne. Agre asti kravye cha. So kravya also means the same thing like ama, raw meat, uncooked meat. So kravya upapadasya upasthitau ad dhatoho vit iti pratyah bhavati. So kravya iti upapadam, same dhatu adaha. So in the previous sutra itself the prayoga was siddha. So ad ityasmat dhatoho किमपि उपपदम अन्नम इति विहाय किमपि उपपदम अस्ति चेत तत्र विट इति प्रत्ययः अनेन सूत्रेण क्रियते. तथापि क्रव्य इति विशिष्टस्य उपपदस्य उपस्थितौ पुनः तत्र विट प्रत्ययः दीयते. Now all of us are familiar with this pattern. पूर्वसूत्रेणैव यत्र प्रयोगः सिद्धः तत्र अग्रिमसूत्रेण पुनः तस्य निर्देशः नियमार्थः भवति. सिद्धे सति प्रारम्भः नियमार्थः इति उच्यते. कः अर्थः? पूर्वसूत्रेणैव विट् प्रत्यये प्राप्ते पुनः अत्र विट् प्रत्ययस्य विधानं विट् एव भवति न अन्यः इति निर्देशार्थम्. अतः अण प्रत्ययस्य बाधनार्थम्. So you cannot use the ana pratyaya if the upapada is kravya. Please understand, this is in the Laukika Sanskritam. It's important to distinguish because in today's class we are going to continuously jump between Laukika Sutram and Laukika Sanskrit and Vaidika Sanskritam. So this is in the normal bhasha. What happens? There is other dhatu. For the other dhatu, if there is any upapada other than anna, somebody is asking, does anna represent any of the cooked food? So the answer is that there is no distinction between cooked food and uncooked food over here. It is the verbatim word anna. You can take it the meaning of cooked food also, but the word should be verbatim anna. So it is not that if it is uncooked food, then you use vita pratyaya, and if it is cooked food, then you use ana pratyaya. That's not what Panini is telling us. What Panini is telling us is that whichever upapada is there, if you say pakva iti, now pakva itself means cooked. If you say a pakva as an upapada, still you will get the vita pratyaya. Or if you say madhuram iti upapadam, still you will get vita pratyaya. The only place where the vita pratyaya will not come is the verbatim word called anna, the physical upapada called anna as it is. Anupurvi, the literal sequence of the letters a, na, and a. That's where the ana pratyaya will come. The vita pratyaya will not come. In all other cases, you will have vita as well as ana. The only exception given in the next sutra is kravyecha. Yatra kravya iti upadam asti, tatra vita pratyaya naiva bhavati. So to tatra vita pratyaya eva bhavati, ana pratyaya naiva bhavati. To summarize, in most of the upapadas, vita can also come and ana can also come. But one special case, anna, where vita cannot come but ana can come. And another special case, kravya, where vita can come but ana cannot come. So one exception on each side of the prakriya. So kravya padasya upasthitau अद अस्मात् धातोः विट प्रत्ययः भवति. पूर्वसूत्रेणैव विट प्रत्यये प्राप्ते पुनर्विधानम् अण प्रत्ययस्य बाधनार्थं क्रव्यम् अत्तिति क्रव्याद्. Let's read Kashika and then I'll come back to this line. Kravya shabde upapade adehe dhatoho vit iti pratyayah bhavati kravyam atti kravyat पूर्वेण एव सिद्धे वचनम असरूपबाधनार्थम तेन अण न भवति स्पष्टं स्यात् कौमुदीं पश्यामः अदेहे विट पूर्वेण सिद्धे वचनम अणबाधक बाधनार्थम क्रव्यात् इत्युक्ते आम मांस भक्षकः सेम मीनिंग एज आमात् as I mentioned earlier one who eats the raw meat आम मांस भक्षकः. So what is the bottom line of this particular sutram? Atra ana iti pratyayah na bhavati. Kravyam atti ityukte ana ityatra ana iti pratyayah na bhavati. Astu. Let's ask ourselves, what would happen if ana pratyaya comes over there? So kravya plus ada plus ana iti kriyate chet kim bhavati? So if you go on the previous slide, औत्सर्गिकः अणप्रत्ययः यदा क्रियते तदा सस्याद इति रूपं भवति. So सस्य plus अद plus अण उपधा वृद्धि will happen. सस्य plus आद सस्याद इति रूपं सिद्ध्यति. In the same way, kravya plus ana, kravya plus ada plus ana hypothetically can give us a form called kravyada. It is not allowed by the sutram, but hypothetically, assuming that we add an ana pratyaya on the top of it, we get a form called kravyada. So idanim asmabhi kim jnayate? Kravyada, full the ana pratyayanta word is not a correct word. Kravyad इति दकारांत शब्दः साधु शब्दः. यत्र विट्ट इति प्रत्ययः क्रियते तत्र दकारान्तः शब्दः सिद्ध्यति सः साधु शब्दः. परन्तु विट्ट प्रत्ययस्य अनुपस्थितौ तत्र अण प्रत्ययः नैव भवितुम् अर्हति. अतः क्रव्य प्लस अद प्लस अण इज इक्वल टू क्रव्याद इति न स्यात्. So kravyada word should not be there. Having said this, it turns out that there is a statement or there is a line in the Amarakosha in the Swarga Varga where he is giving the synonyms for Agni, where he gives the synonym for fire. He says Kravyadaha Asrapaha Asharaha. So Kravyada is a synonym for I think Agni, or if I'm not, I don't exactly remember where, possibly Agni, maybe. So Kravyada iti Amarakoshe reference agachati. I don't recollect where exactly it is. Let's ignore that particular discussion. But Kravyada iti kashana Amarakoshe nirdesha agachati. Now the point is, how do you justify that particular word kravyada? Because 2 minutes ago we said that kravyada iti shabdaha na bhavitum arhati, परंतु तत्र प्रयोगः अस्ति. प्रयोगशरणः वैयाकरणः. अतः यथा कथञ्चित् अस्य प्रयोगस्य साधुत्वं ज्ञापनीयं दर्शनीयं. So then see what commentators do. See what kind of random derivations they do purely to justify existing prayogas. So he says, let's actually read the simple meaning and then we'll go to the commentary. Kravyada ityatra. So do you want to somehow derive the word kravyada? Come to me. I have all possible derivations. I can give it to you. How do you derive kravyada? Okay. So let's have the vritti vakya kruta vikruta pakva mamsam atti. So this particular word kravyada actually means verbatim. It means somebody who eats the cooked meat. So the previous one, kravyad, this one where the vita pratyay was being used, this kravyad was used to indicate a or an entity which eats the raw meat. Kravya is raw meat. Tadatti iti kravyad, the one who eats the raw meat. Now you say, do you want to derive the word kravyad? The word kravyad is not used in the same meaning as the word kravyad. Rather, the word kravyad is used to indicate the one who eats the cooked meat. Pakvam mamsam atti ityasmin arthe kravyad iti shabdha uchyate nahi amam atti ityasmin arthe. Unraw meat इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे क्रव्याद इति, परन्तु कुक्ड मीट इत्यस्मिन् अर्थे क्रव्याद इति. अस्यां स्थितौ किं वदामः? कृत विकृत पक्वमांसम् अत्ति इति विग्रहं कुर्मः. And then while adding the ana pratyaya, now here you can always add the ana pratyaya. because then it is just adonanne. There the upapada is not anna and upapada is not kravya, so you can always add ana pratyaya. So here you say you add ana pratyaya, so you say kruta vikruta pakva masa plus ada plus ana, and you magically convert kruta vikruta pakva masa to kravya. So kruta vikruta pakva masa नो चेत् केवलं pakva masa इत्यस्य यथा कथञ्चित् निपातनेन क्रव्य इति आदेशं कुर्मः. So you write this particular vigraha vakya, and then out of nothing or out of thin air convert this pakva masa or this entire thing, kruta vikruta pakva mamsa, this entire thing to kravya. So the reason I was saying only convert pakva mansa is because pakva mansam atti is also one acceptable vigraha. So one acceptable vigraha. So you see, Kaumudi gives that vigraha. Pakva mamsa shabde upapade ana. So one can have a vritti called pakva mamsam atti and convert the word pakva mamsa magically to kravya. Or you can have the entire vritti kruta vikruta pakva mamsam atti and convert the entire kruta vikruta pakva mamsam magically to kravya. That magic thing remains. Without any support, somehow convert it to kravya. Now, if you want to stay in the framework of Paninian grammar, you have to give some sutra. Whether that sutra is apt, inapt, not whatever, incorrect, correct, appropriate, inappropriate, don't think about it. Give a sutram. So it turns out that there are some sutras in Ashtadhyayi which give you these kind of loopholes. So for example, in previous class, we saw that there is a sutra called Anyebhyo Vidrushyate. So that's, or Anyesham Vidrushyate. That gives a loophole to do a Dirghadesh of Purva Pada. In the same way, there is a Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam. Some of you might know it. Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam iti sutram asti. Anena sutra kimuchyate? Kechana shabdaha ye prushadigane nirdishyante. ते शब्दाः यथा अत्र निर्दिष्टाः तथैव साधु ज्ञेयाः. So Prushodaradini Upadishtam, this particular sutram, I can actually we can actually quickly show that particular sutram over here in the sutra. Most of you, I expect you to know this, but there is this one 6310 Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam. So this Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam, I think we discussed this at some point in time in the course. Prashodara Prakarani Shabda Rupani Yeshu Lopa Agama Varna Vikaraha Shastrena Navihitaha Drishyante Tani Yathopadishtani Sadhuni Bhavanti Yani Yani Yathopadishtani Shishtaihi Ucharitani प्रयुक्तानि तानि तथा एव अनुगंतव्यानि. So some words which you do not find any other sutras in Ashtadhyayi for justifying their correctness, you can dump these words in this Prushodaradi Gana, Akruti Ganoyam. You can dump these words as according to the permission of the Shishtas in this particular Gana, and then you have the derivation on the account of Prushodaradini Yathopadishtam. So see, Panini was a visionary. He also had, precisely created loopholes in Ashtadhyayi so that even after 1000 years, newly generated prayogas can be put in that particular Gana and the Ashtadhyayi can be extended. Like how a good software today, has APIs for creating plugins or whatever, you have this kind of a loophole or this kind of a hook handle where newer entries can be added. So we have this Anyebhyo Vidrushyate or Prashodaradini Yathopadishtam, these kind of loopholes or these kind of hooks for extension are seen in Ashtadhyayi. By the way, because I am on this sutram and I always mention this, that this particular sutram is the first place in the entire Mahabhashyam. See, this is 6.3. Mahabhashyam will start from Paspashanikam, even before Ayunaruluka and so on. So this is the first time in the entire Mahabhashyam where you see the verbatim word called Ashtadhyayi. So the physical word called Ashtadhyayi, which we probably utter 20 times a day, this particular word Ashtadhyayi for the first time somewhere appears over here. I can't quickly find it out, but it appears exactly in this particular here. So यदि तर्हि शिष्टाः शब्देषु प्रमाणं किम अष्टाध्याय्या क्रियते शिष्ट परिज्ञानार्था अष्टाध्यायी. So I'm sure I have discussed this multiple times in the course earlier, but this is the first time in Mahabhashyam where you see the occurrence of the word ashtadhyayi. Till that he will say sutrakara, sutrapatha, whatever. The verbatim word ashtadhyayi is seen for the first time over here for this particular sutrapatha. Anyway, lots of digression today. Coming back. So kravya shabda upapade ade dhato vit pratyaya bhavati and so on is done. Katham tarhi kravyadaha कृत विकृत शब्दे उपपदे अण तस्य च पुरुषोदरादि पाठात् क्रव्य भावः. Once we resort to पुरुषोदरादीनि यथोपदिष्टम्, all bets are off. So कृत विकृत पक्व मांस भक्ष क्रव्यादः उच्यते आम मांस भक्षः क्रव्यात्. So see, he makes a clear distinction. Kravyad with a half the means am mamsa bhaksha. Am does not mean mango. Am means raw meat. Am mamsa bhaksha. The one who eats raw meat is called kravyad, and the one who eats the pakwa meat is kravyad. So even ardhamatra will change the complete meaning. That is where the Vyakarana should be learned. So one of the major purposes of learning Vyakarana as enumerated in Paspashanikam is that Varna or Agama and or those Vikaras, you should properly understand them. One small character over here, Shakala, Sakala, and so on, or Sakrut, Shakrut, one small character here and there will overturn the entire meaning. So here it's completely opposite. Kravya, the means the one who eats the cooked meat. Kravyat means the one who eats the raw meat. So कथम तर्वि क्रव्यादः अस्रपः आशर इति पक्वमांस शब्दे उपपदे अण उपपदस्य क्रव्यादेशः पुरुषोदरादित्वात्. Lots of time spent on this. Let's go to the next sutram. We have a bunch more to complete in next 30 minutes. Adonanne kravye cha duhakabghascha. This is the next sutram that we will take. Somebody is asking a question. What did Panini call for Ashtadhyayi? I don't know. I mean, never thought of this question. Probably Sutra Patha. Sutra Patha is actually very well known or common word for Ashtadhyayi. So Sutra Patha is much more common word. Ashtadhyayi is what is much popular today, but this is what was used in Mahabhashya. I'm not saying that Bhashyakara coined that term, or I'm not saying that first time in the history you see that term over there. All that I'm saying is if you restrict your attention to Mahabhashyam, it is first time in the 6th chapter that you get this particular word called Ashtadhyayi. Anyway, agre gacchamaha. This is all about the ad dhatu. The next is duhakabghascha kapa iti pratyah saralam sutram subante upapade duha prapurane, to milk, to extract. Duha ityasmat dhatoho kapa iti pratyah bhavati tatha cha hakarasya ghakaradeshah bhavati. So this is slightly misleading. Please understand. If you read duhakabghascha, the most common interpretation of this sutram is that duha dhato kap pratyah bhavati and gha pratyah bhavati. But that's not what is being told over here. Duha dhatoho kap pratyah bhavati and duha dhatoho ghakara deshah bhavati. So ha actually becomes gha. So kamam dogdi. Kama plus duha plus kap. Kama plus dugha. ककारः अस्ति प्रत्यये अतः गुणः निषिध्यते. काम प्लस दुघ काम दुघ स्त्रीत्वे टाप् प्रत्ययः भवति. नॉर्मल अजाद्यतिष्टाप् काम दुघा गौः इति वदामः. सो काम दुघा धेनुः अर्घ दुघा धर्म दुघ. The one that extracts the dharma, the one that extracts the kama here means the whatever desires are there. So that the one that offers us completes us, satisfies, fulfills our desires. Kama dugha. Kaumudi wraps it into one word. Kama dugha. So commentary should always be read, studied in sync. So दुहे धातोः सुपि उपपदे कप् प्रत्ययः भवति अन्तादेशः घकारः कामदुघा. Agre gacchama. Something very interesting. I was thinking the class will be dull today, but it's not, surprisingly. And this is something much more interesting stuff coming up. Something that we have not seen earlier in this particular course. So let's see where we are. So we completed ado, nanne, kravyecha, bhak, kabghascha. Now we have vina pratyaya over here. So mantre shvetavahoktashaspurodashon min and aveyajaha. Next at least 10 to 15 minutes we will discuss these two sutras, and then remaining 15 minutes the remaining three sutras. So mantre shvetavahoktashaspurodashon vin and aveyajaha atra vina iti kaschana pratyaya vidhiyate. Pay close attention, something very interesting is being discussed in these particular sutras. What we see on the screen is the standard equation of कृदन्त प्रकरणम. तत्र उपदम अस्ति, धातुः अस्ति, कृत् प्रत्ययः अस्ति, सर्वेषां मेलनेन किं भवति, प्रातिपदिकस्य निर्माणं भवति. उपपदम धातुः कृत् प्रत्ययः एतेषां योजनेन प्रातिपदिकस्य निर्माणं भवति. एतादृशं प्रातिपदिकं सामान्यरूपेण तादृशमेव न कदाचित् प्रयुज्यते. अपदं न प्रयुञ्जीत इति वदामः. अतः तत्र सुप्रत्ययस्य योजनं कृत्वा पदं सिद्ध्यति. So for example you have कुम्भ plus कृ plus अण gives you kumbhakara. Add a sup pratyay on the top of it, give kumbhakaraha. Sarvaihi jnayate. Now what happens, and most of you will still know this because I mean those of you who have studied Subanta Prakriya would know this, that this particular pratipadikam which is getting the super pratyaya can sometimes be called as pada or can also be called as bha under certain circumstances. So we have sutras called Yachibham or Swadishva Sarvanamasthane. इत्येतैः सूत्रैः किं भवति? एतत् प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति, तस्य अपि कुत्रचित् पद इति संज्ञा भवति. So not to be confused with the resultant pada. This pada all the way on the right side of the screen that you are seeing is this suptingantam padam. Subanta shabdha pada samnyakah bhavati. But in some circumstances, to be precise, when you have out of these 21 pratyayas, when you have a su pratyaya or when you have a bhyam pratyaya, su is a special case, but I don't want to go in the details, so I just included it over here. Bhis pratyaya, bhyasa pratyaya, supa pratyaya. This supa is saptami bahuvachanam. This bhyasa is chaturthi panchami bahuvachanam. Bhis is tritiya bahuvachanam. Bhyam is tritiya chaturthi panchami dvivachanam. And su, as I mentioned, is not in the same category, but we will ignore the differences for now. For current discussion, we can put it in the same category, prathama ekvachanam. So etesham vishay kim bhavati? This pratipadikam somehow gets called as param. Not to be confused with this final padam, but there is this pratipadikam which gets called as padam. Again, I'm telling that this su is a slightly different. This su you call it padam because the su pratyay undergoes removal by halgyabhyo. But in all other cases, there is a sutram swadishva sarvanamasthane which will give that pada samnya. So ityetesham vishaye pratipadikasya padam iti samnya bhavati prayah sarvaihi jnayate. Now what interesting thing happens over here is that there are these particular vigraha vakyas, very specific ones. Let's actually go to the list. We are again entering the Vaidika context. We are again entering the gray zone. So there are these particular constructs. You see Shvetavaha, Ukthashasa, Purodasha, and Avayaja. So three constructs in the previous sutram and one construct in the next sutram. So atra Shvetaha enam vahati. The person whom a white animal will carry. So essentially Indraha, Indrasya Vahanam Airavatāha Shvetahasti asti. Ataha Shvetaha enam vahati ityukte the white animal carries him, is basically Indra. Ukthani shamsati. Uktha here would mean certain mantras or certain ruchas. So does some kind of prayer with these mantras. And Puraha enam dashante. Dashante diyate. Different offerings are given. So the third one is used to refer to Agni. So Puraha enam dashante. Now what interesting thing happens over here is etesham sarvesham vishaye. So you have this, if you want to, create a krut pratyaya over here, you have shveta iti upapadam, vaha iti dhatuhu, no chet uktha iti upapadam, shamsa iti dhatuhu, pur iti upapadam, dasha iti dhatuhu, etesha and ava plus yaja, ava iti upapadam yaja dhatuhu, or upasarga. इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां विषये कः कृत् प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते? इति प्रश्नः आगच्छति चेत् तस्य उत्तरं बहु विचित्रमस्ति. There is a very weird answer to this particular question. The answer to this particular question is that look at this whole prakriya, not just this initial segment like upapada plus dhatu plus krut pratyaya, but look at this whole prakriya. अस्यां प्रक्रियायां प्रातिपदिकस्य यत्र पदसंज्ञा भवति तत्र कश्चन विशिष्टः कृत्प्रत्ययः करणीयः, यत्र प्रातिपदिकस्य पदसंज्ञा न भवति तत्र कश्चन अन्यः प्रत्ययः करणीयः. So the way this has been explained over here is that in this whole prakriya, if this pratipadikam happens to be a pada, when will become a pada? When this supa pratyaya is one of these subhyam, bis and so on. एतेषु सर्वेषु एतेषाम् उपस्थितौ प्रातिपदिकस्य पदसंज्ञा भवति तत्र दस इति प्रत्ययः करणीयः. So which pratyaya you will do? You will do a dasa pratyaya if in this entire equation pratipadika happens to be the padasamnya, because the supa pratyaya sitting in front of it is bhyam, bhis, bhyas and so on. In all other cases, say au or jas or shas and so on, in all other cases, yatra pratipadikasya padasamnya na bhavati, tatra vina iti pratyayah karaniyah. So probably the first time we have come across such a weird thing in the entire Krudanta Prakaranam. Thankfully, it is limited to Vedas. It might have created much more confusion in the Loka. So in the Vedas, you see a dasa pratyaya being created when that pratipadikam gets su, bhyam, bhis, any of these vibhaktis, and arvina pratyaya being created in all other cases. So shveta plus vaha, uktha plus shamsa, puras plus dasha, ava plus yaja इत्येतेषां विषये छन्दसि इत्युक्ते वेदेषु कीदृशं विधानं भवति? कुत्रचित् डस् प्रत्यय विधानं भवति यत्र कृदन्तस्यैव पदत्वं विद्यते. प्रथमा एकवचनं, तृतीया चतुर्थी पंचमी द्विवचनं बहुवचनं एंड सप्तमी बहुवचनं, तत्र छन्दसि डस् प्रत्ययः कृतः दृश्यते. In other cases we get णविन् प्रत्यय, कृदन्तस्य पदत्वं न दृश्यते, तत्र णविन् प्रत्ययः. Out of these two pratyas, dasa and णविना, Panini only gives णविना. Look at this. Panini only gives णविना. The dasa pratyay is added on the top by Vartika Karya. So Vartika Karyena atra णविनी pratyayam badhitva das pratyay ukta asti. We will see the commentaries. Let's first quickly take a look at the examples and then we'll look at the commentaries. So yatra krudantasyiva padatvam vidyate tatra das pratyaya kruta drishyate. Da is itsamnyaka, obviously because T lopa, all of us know this. T-lopah bhavati. So Shveta plus Vaha plus Dasa. Sa remains as it is. It is not Itsamnyaka because there is no prayojana for it. So Shveta plus Vaha plus Dasa. The T Samnyaka is a which goes away. Standalone Va remains. A Sa is added on the top of it to create Shveta Vasa. So there is this Pratipadikam Shveta Vasa, which will be used only when you want to create prathama ekvachanam, tritiya, chaturthi, panchami, dvivachanam, bahuvachanam, and so on. So shveta vasa, shveta vaha iti tatra rupam siddhati. Prathama ekvachanam shveta vas, not vas, shveta vas plus su shveta vaha iti rupam siddhati. Like how chandramas becomes chandramaha, shveta vas will become shveta vaha. And in all other cases, so for example, you want to do say dvitiya ekvachanam or prathama dvivachanam, you see shveta plus vaha plus णविना. Instead of the dasa pratyaya, you get णविना pratyaya, shveta vaha iti rupam siddhati. Slightly complex, but we'll keep it whatever it is. I'll not explain it. I'll not go in the more details. We'll just take a look at the commentaries and move ahead. So mantre shveta vahokthashas purodashonvin iti sutram. Actually, let me explain a few more things, very interesting things actually over here. So look at this. We had adonanne kravyecha and duhak kabghascha ityatra etani sutrani लौकिक संस्कृते प्रयुज्यन्ते. तदनन्तरं पुनः वैदिक संस्कृते प्रयोगार्थं मन्त्रे इति उक्तमस्ति. technically speaking, why doesn't he use the word chandasi? Why does he use the word mantre? There is a small reason to it. Vedeshu ये केपि यानि कानि अपि वाक्यानि विद्यन्ते तेषां पंचवर्गाः कृताः सन्ति. So the sentences in the Vedas are classified into 5 different types. This all is the topic of Purva Mimamsa. So we have something called as Vidhi Vakyani, we have Nishedha Vakyani, we have Mantra Vakyani, Namadheya Vakyani, and Arthavada Vakyani. So we have 5 different types of Vakyas. We have Vidhi Vakya, Nishedha Vakya, Mantra Vakya, Namadheya Vakya, Arthavada Vakya. These are different types of Vakyas present in the Vedas. Out of these types of vakyas, only the mantra type of vakyas, you can have the words like Shvetavaha, Ukthashaha, Purodaha, and so on. Only mantra type of vakyas, not the entire Veda, but only that particular mantra type of vakyas, they will have these particular constructs seen used over there. So not we will not use, they will already be used over there. So he says, Shvetavah Ukthashasa Purodasha Ityetebhyaha Vina Pratyah Bhavati Mantre Vishaye Chandasi Vishaye Itina Mantre Vishaye Vedanam Chandasam Kashchan Vibhaga. Vibhaga doesn't mean a separate group like Brahmana or Aranyakas. That's a separate division. This is basically division of the sentences. Vidhi, Nishedha, Mantra. These are all the division of the sentences. This is discussed in Purva Mimamsa in details. So, mantra, in that particular mantra type of constructs in the Vedas, you see this Vina Pratyaya. Look at how the sutra is constructed. Very phenomenally or very interestingly, this particular sutra is constructed. He actually combines the dhatu and the upapada. He says shveta vaha. So he doesn't say vaha dhatu ho. He says shveta vaha, ukthashasa, and purodasha. Dhatu and upapada have been combined to create a raw prakruti, and on that raw prakruti the pratyaya is being attached. See how Kashika says this: dhatu upapada samudayaha nipatyante. In general, we have always seen that the pratyaya is attached to the dhatu. I have been very clear again and again. Kumbham karoti iti vadamaschet upapadam asti kumbham. That kumbham is responsible for creating the anapratyaya. But anapratyaya is attached to whom? The anapratyaya is attached to the dhatu kru itself. Anapratyaya is not attached to kumbha plus kru. It is attached to kru. It comes in the dhatoho adhikara. It is attached to dhatu. But here the story is slightly different. He says there is the complete prakruti over here consists of upapada and dhatu. A nipatana has been generated out of it, a ready-made word has been generated out of it, and on that you are adding the pratyaya. So shveta vaha is a ready-made word with a raw upapada and raw dhatu. Similarly, uktha shasa and purodasha इत्येतेभ्यः विन इति प्रत्ययः भवति मन्त्रे विषये धातु उपपद समुदायाः निपात्यन्ते अलाक्षणिक कार्य सिद्ध्यर्थम. So why is this weird construct given? Because some additional karya is expected. Alakshanika karya, a karya, certain karya which cannot be given by a sutra. Alakshanika karyam tasya siddhyartham atra vina iti pratyayah bhavati. Sorry, अत्र एतानि उपपदानि निपात्यन्ते, नो चेत् एते शब्दाः निपात्यन्ते, प्रत्ययः तु विधीयते एव. The entire final word is not being derived. Pratyaya will still be added on the top of it. What is being, the entire entity is not being given as a nipatana. It will still be derived. The pratyaya will still be added. What is given as nipatana? The upapada dhatu combination is given as a nipatana. Why is this given as a nipatana? Because some vishesha karya, some specific karya will be told in the entire prakriya. So dhatu upapada samudayaha nipatyante alakshanika karya siddhyartham pratyayah tu vidhiyate eva. So shveta shabde kartruvachini upapade vahehe dhatoho. This is all he is explaining, that in shveta vaha, shveta is the upapada and vah is the dhatu. So shveta shabde kartruvachini upapade. It is the kartruvachini upapada. Shvetaha vahati. So shveta, the white horse will carry. Shvetaha vahati. So the shveta itself is the karta of the vah action. So shveta pade shabde kartruvachini upapade vahati dhatu or vahe dhatu कर्मणि कारके min pratyaya bhavati. The entity which is being carried, essentially the karma, is called the श्वेतवाहा or is given by the णविन प्रत्यय. So वहे हे धातोः कर्मणि कारकेण णविन प्रत्ययः भवति. श्वेता एनं वहन्ति श्वेतवाहा इन्द्रः. उक्त शब्दे कर्मणि उक्त इत्युक्ते it also means shastra, but here it means certain rucha, certain mantras. So उक्त शब्दे कर्मणि कारके नो चेत् करणे कारके उपपदे. So उक्थानि shansati or ukthaihi shansati. Shansa means to pray, to sing, to do some praise. So basically, a person who is singing some prayers using the mantras, ukthani shansati or ukthaihi shansati. Look at this. Ukthani shansati, ukthaihi shansati, saha yajamanaha ukthashaha. So just like the way we have shvetavaha, you have ukthashaha. The derivation is here on the screen. Remember this, even though he says the vina pratyaya, actually a dasa pratyaya will be added because this is prathama ekvachanam. Prathama ekvachanasya rupe tatra dasa pratyaya bhavati, yellow color coding in the top of the screen, and the whatever bluish or purple color coding is for the vina pratyaya. So द्विवचन बहुवचनयोः विषयेण विन प्रत्ययः भवति, एकवचनस्य विषये तु डस् प्रत्ययः भवति. That's being explained in the Vartika. So श्वेतवहादीनां डस् पदस्य इति वक्तव्यं. So पदानां विषये तु डस् इति भवति इति वक्तव्यं. So श्वेतवहादीनां डस् पदस्य इति वक्तव्यं. यत्र पदत्वं भावी भविष्यति, यत्र पदत्वं भावी तत्र णविनः अपवादः डस् वक्तव्यः. So on. So that was all about the Shvetavah and Ukthashasa. So Ukthashasa ityatra shams iti dhatuः अस्ति. Shams ityasmaत् धातुः Ukthashasa. Look at this. Ukthashasa or Ukthashas iti bhavati. The n somehow goes. You cannot use aniditam halopadhayah king iti because this is not a kita pratyaya or not a nita pratyaya. But n somehow goes. That's the alakshanika karyam. That's some nipatana. And that's why the uktha shasa word has been given over here. If he just says uktha iti upapadam and shasa iti dhatuhu, shansa iti dhatuhu, then we will be forced to retain that na, but that na needs to be removed. There's no sutram for that. So he just gives the ready-made word called uktha shasa, where the nakara has already been removed by nipatana. So उक्त शब्दे कर्मणि करणे वा उपपदे शंसते हे धातोः णविन प्रत्ययः भवति न लोपः निपात्यते. उक्थानि शंसति उक्तैः शंसति इति यज उक्थशाः. Yajamana, the one who is doing the puja, the one who is singing in the favor of God or whatever. Dashrudane, the third is purodasha. So dashrudane. So again here the dhatu is dasha, but when that nipatana is given, the has become a da. Purodasha iti asti. Again, this is alakshanika karya. There is no sutram for that, and therefore purodasha etadrisha shabda eva nipata rupe dattah asti. Dashrudane ittetasya puraha ityukte offering here. Offering iti arthah. Purah purvasya dattvam karmani pratyayah. Purah dashanta enam purodaha. The agni in which an offering is given is purodaha. Purodaha, purodasho, purodasha iti rupani. Somebody asking, is there a technical term for a dhatu and an upapada combination like this over here? Not that I'm aware of. So a standalone dhatu and standalone upapada together, you can't even call it anga. I mean, in this particular context, you can call it anga, but in general, you can't even call it anga because the pratyaya is added only to the dhatu and not to the upapada. So the entire thing won't be called as anga. And there is no other technical term. I mean, you don't need a technical term for it because this is like one-off situation where an upapada, probably the only situation where the upapada and the dhatu is combined and a nipatana is given, but a pratyaya is not added on the top of it. Why not? We never know. Maybe you could have given the entire thing as nipatana, but he prefers to give only half portion as a nipatana and add a pratyaya on the top of it. God knows for what reason. Okay, Kaumudi Shvetavahadinam das padasyeti vaktavyam yatra padatvam bhavi. I have explained this when the padatva will be happening. Bhavi means agre bhavishati. So you have to look at the sup pratyaya and then decide whether it is a das pratyaya or whether it is an vintyaya. We'll take one sutram and then we will stop and we'll continue in the next class. So here you have mantre shvetavah puroda mantre shvetavah kashaf purodashon vin aveyajaha. So same thing, additional entity is being given yaja dhatu ava plus yaja. Ava yajati ityukte yajati ityeva. So ava plus yaja ityatra same thing. णvinna. It should be णvinna. णvinna pratyaya or a dasa pratyaya. Same like the previous three examples. The yoga vibhaga is done for the next sutram. Ava yajati ava plus yaja plus v or dasa. By dasa you get the ava yajas. Sorry, it should be avayas because a and j will go away. Avayas iti bhavet. Avayas, avayaha iti prathama ekvachanam. Like chandramas becomes chandramaha, this will be avayaha. Avayaha iti ekvachanam. Avayajau, avayajha. So same thing. Ave upapade yajihi dhatu anvin pratyaya bhavati mantre vishaye. Again, that particular type of statement in the Vedas is called mantra. This is an example given over here. Let's take one more and stop so that we have a conclusion for this yaja dhatu. Aveyajaha and vijupe chandasi. So here now he reintroduces the word chandasi because now it is the entire chandas. Now it is not just that particular mantra aspect, but it is the bigger set. You can also include vidhis and you can also include arthavadas and so on. So the bigger set is there. So he includes the word chandasi. See how keen they were when it comes to mentioning the details. When it is mantre, he explicitly says mantre. When it is the entire Vedas, he will say chandasi. So simple sutram, which upe chandasi, upa and yaja. Yaja is the dhatu coming from the previous sutra, ave yajaha. Tasmat yaja iti anuvartate. Upa plus yaja ityasmat vedeshu which iti pratyaya kritaha drushte. Which upe chandasi. So upa plus yaja plus which. Sarvapahari pratyaya ch goes away, e goes away, vera pruktasya va goes away. Upayaja prathama ekvachanam upayat. Jakarasya shakaraha dakaraha and takaraha. So upayaja prathama ekvachanam bhavati upayata. Upe upapade yajehe chandasi vishaye vicha pratyaya bhavati. Same thing, he gives certain examples. Upayatvam, upayadbhirurdhvam vahanti and so on. Chando grahanam brahmanartham. So we know there are multiple aspects of Vedas. There is something called brahmana. So that also should be included because brahmana primarily consists of vidhi sutra, vidhi vakyas and arthavadas. So as I mentioned, there are 5 different types of statements. You have vidhi, nisheda, mantra, namadheya and arthavada. The first one vidhi and the last one arthavada, they are primarily present in the brahmanas. So that brahmana should also be included. Even though it is not a mantra, it should be included. And therefore, chando grahanam krutam asti. Chandasi iti uktam asti. So chando grahanam brahmanartham. For including the additional aspects beyond the mantras, the chandasi word is being used over here. Vichaha chitkaranam samanya grahana vighathartham. Same thing as what we saw earlier. Like vitta, there was a ta used. Here now it is a ch word that is used. Vera pruktasya iti. We'll stop here. There is this next line. I'll talk about this actually refers to a few sutras later. So that next line actually talks about this annebhyopi drushyate. We will continue this particular discussion in tomorrow's class, where I'll explain this particular line and then we will go ahead. So for tomorrow, we have these 2 pending sutras from today's class, Ato Manin Kwanibwanipascha Anyebhyopi Drishyante, and then we have Supyajata Uninistatchilye and so on up to Atma Mane Khascha. Tomorrow we should be able to complete this entire sheet number 3, Anadaya. Let's take a look at the examples. Before that, some instructions. Reminder basically. Remember that tomorrow is the last session for sheet number 3. Starting next week, we have homework discussion till end of September. In the first week of October, we have a midterm exam. The midterm exam consists of 100 objective type questions, 50 of which from your 50 of these are from you all. So please start preparing, please start sending. And in the second week of October, after the exam, we will start with the Bhutadhikara, the sheet number 4. So I'll talk about this again in the tomorrow's class. Let's take a quick look at the exercise today. स्थूल रूपेण निर्दिष्टां शब्दानां प्रक्रियां निदर्शयत. So मा कश्चित् दुःख भाग भवेत्. This is भजोण्विः. कृपीटयो निर्ज्वलनो जातवेदा तनूपपात. This is what I was actually referring. Agni is called tanupapat. Tanupa tanunapat. Tanunap means ghritam, the ghee. The one who eats the ghee uncontrollably, whatever ghee you offer to it, it will eat it. So that's tanunapam at ad iti atti iti dhatu. So then ado nanne iti sutrena atra bhavati. Kamadhuga purodasha. All these we have studied. I think Somapa we did not study today. Atomanin Kwanibbanipascha. We'll see that tomorrow. So that was the first question. Second is Yatha, simple actually. Yatha Prishtam Prayojanam Sodaharanam Likhata. So all these pratyas that we studied today, some of them we did not study. So Vanip, Kwanip we'll study tomorrow. But most of them, for example, V and Kappa and Nyuta we studied. In all these sutras, यः इत्सम्यक वर्णः अत्र निर्दिष्टः अस्ति तस्य किं प्रयोजनम्. सो युट् प्रत्यये टकारस्य किं प्रयोजनम्, डस् प्रत्यये डकारस्य किं प्रयोजनम्, विच् प्रत्यय which we have not seen but wit प्रत्यय इकारस्य किं प्रयोजनम्, and so on. All these very simple, actually simple exercise for today. So अयम् अद्यतन अभ्यासः. समापयामः यथा उक्तं श्वस्तनवर्गे अस्मिन्नेव विषये. So these are like 2 or 3 slides. Only 2 slides were remaining. We'll continue with these in tomorrow's class. अष्टाध्ये जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानाम् उकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्द ब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणम् सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रम् तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौता गिरः पुंसां विमलैः शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.